A week ago, I posted this video where I ask, radical left side with evil? I should have said sides with evil. YouTube took my video down, which was the second video they take down the last couple of months, 2 months, I think. Again, the other video was against the radical left. They said this.
Hi, Socrates Son. Our team has reviewed your content and unfortunately, we think it violates our misinformation policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. Video, The Radical Left Side with Evil, Israel-Palestine Conflict, Jessica Burbank, how your content violated the policy content that may pose a serious risk of egregious harm by falsely claiming that footage from a past event is from a current event isn't allowed on YouTube. How this affects your channel. Your channel now has one strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. A second strike will prevent you from publishing content for 2 weeks. 3 strikes in the same 90-day period will result in your channel being permanently removed from YouTube.
We are the robots. In this video and the last one that I was again, both of them strike me for misinformation. In both of these videos, I was attacking the radical left that, according to my opinion, obviously, so I didn't put this disclaimer, sorry. So disclaimer, according to my opinion, I didn't dictate anything. So according to my opinion, sorry guys, I need to say these things not to make the dark Seth angry again. Okay, that was a joke. New disclaimer. So, according to my opinion, the radical left, with their laziness, one-step mental process, virtue signaling, and anti-Western bigotry, try to dictate the world morality and deem any speech that doesn't comply with their dogmatic ideology unacceptable. Disclaimer, I will now put parts of my ban on YouTube video that contains a sarcastic critique of the radical left. This is meant for comedy, not a real critique of the radical left that is good and noble and cares for children. So, Islamists seeking to advance Allah's evil political agenda in this world target civilians all around the world for their political gain. And then more civilians are caught in the crossfire of the West reacting to these attacks. Now, Islamists, they are too weak to achieve anything. But fortunately for them, they have the useful idiots, mostly from the radical left, social justice warriors that see the world through a binary, lazy, one-step mental process. Hamas are brown, therefore victims. Children die in Gaza, therefore Israel. We are the robots. And then go to a cafeteria, drink a macchiato, and discuss how they saved the world. How they were revolutionaries when they were young. How we're the only ones who care about children. Because as we all know, other people don't care about children. They just want to murder children. So it's good for their resume. Okay. Did they ever bother to Google for 5 minutes what's really going on? Of course not. They just put up an Instagram photo. Actual words are not trendy on Instagram, so why should we bother? We have all figured it out. Brown are good people, whites are evil, the West is evil, Gaza, children die, therefore Israel.
So when governments want to talk about a two-state solution, they can stick their two-state solution. We want a free Palestine, and we want the state of Israel dissolved. We want the state of Israel dissolved. We cannot give the state of Israel any type of legitimacy. This is secular colonialism what we're talking about.
Anything else maybe?
What? I'm here!
Renfield, are you sure you were not followed here?
No, I led them in the wrong direction. They have no idea where I am.
He went into the chapel. Hurry!
You have led them right to me, you stupid nincompoop.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, Master. Punish me.
No, go. Lead them away. I don't have any time.
No, you must punish me. Hurt me. I deserve it.
Not now.
But I failed you, Master. I'm a useless, pitiful fool who has betrayed you. You must hurt me.
All right.
Good, Master.
A United Nations expert who published a report saying there were reasonable grounds to believe Israel has committed genocide in its war on Gaza says she has received threats. Francesca Albanese, the special reporter on the human rights situation in the occupied Palestinian territories, presented a report titled Anatomy of a Genocide.
Disclaimer, I will now show a part of my ban on YouTube video that contains a critique of Francesca P. Albanese, United Nations Special Reporter on the occupied Palestinian territories, tuning down my tone because I admit my tone in the previous video was very aggressive. And we will see how my critique aged 1 week later. Was it misinformation, or maybe I am once again the oracle predicting the future with 100% accuracy? And yes, this is Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and she is my mother.
After 5 months of monitoring and analyzing Israel's onslaught on Gaza, my report finds that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the threshold indicating that Israel is committing the crime of genocide against the Palestinians as a group in Gaza has been met. Specifically, Israel has committed 3 acts of genocide with a requisite intent: killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, and deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. The flagrant and systematic slaughter of Palestinian civilians, the deployment of unlawful weaponry, the utter obliteration of vital civilian infrastructure, including the deliberate targeting of all Gaza's hospitals, and the man-made starvation of the Palestinian people transcend the realm of war crimes and crimes against humanities.
Francesca Albanese, a UN expert, should rename herself the International Court of Justice that still investigates Israel's genocide charges. Maybe the judges are irrelevant now that Francesca said so. What is the meaning of the court if Francesca already gave a ruling? Given the ICJ is a UN institution, how is it possible a UN official undermining a UN court?
The monstrosity unfolding is accompanied by a pervasive anti-Palestinian narrative.
We care about your opinion. So, this is what I was saying about Francesca Albanese. I was implying that she has a bias, a dogmatic bias, a radical leftist kind of dogmatic bias against Israel. That was the implication. Okay, let's I'm not saying that this was the part that YouTube accuses me of misinformation, because I don't know. But let's see, was that misinformation? Let's see what I saw today on a few minutes ago on Twitter.
Of international law that characterizes Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory, and in fact Israel's presence in Palestine, first and foremost, of the Palestinian people in what remains of their land. And now of the on the 22% that remains of historical Palestine that Israel didn't conquer in 1948. The occupation has been a vehicle to advance settler colonialism. Still, in Europe, we still have settlement goods labeled. They shouldn't be in our markets at all, let alone the fact that they are labeled. They shouldn't be in European markets because they emanate from war crimes. That the right of self-defense, so the right of to wage a war, cannot be invoked against a non-state actor, an occupation which is illegal by its very nature, its very purpose, taints of illegality anything it does. I long for the day the people who have orchestrated this carnage in Gaza will pay, because that day will come, I hope. Have the opportunity to prosecute through domestic courts war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. And these courts should be activated, are from Europe and the United States, or I mean Western countries, 60%. So these are double nationals, and so they should also be held accountable in their own other country of nationality than Israel. An illegal act of the resistance doesn't delegitimize the resistance itself. Of the right of self-determination is the right to resist. The Palestinians have the right to resist the oppression. But of course, we are no longer in the decolonization era. We are in the post-9/11 era. So talking of resistance is make people think of terrorism by default, which is wrong. They, as far as what we hear in the media is true, because this is the thing. I mean, it's very difficult to also understand, to have clarity on what has happened. But let's assume that what they say in the media is true. Against the combatants, Hamas operatives who were carrying out military operations on Israeli soil. I'm saying Palestine is becoming a metaphor for a global revolution to, on the one hand, what remains of the world that needs to be decolonized.
I, Socrates Son, with honor and impeccable integrity and intellectual, I forgot what's the word, intellectual integrity, okay, always, without asking a dime, without even asking people to subscribe to my channel, okay, with honor, without asking a dime, spending hours of research every day. Okay. Never misinformed anyone about anything. In fact, time proves me right all the time. All the time, guys. All the time. Okay. I dare call myself the oracle. I dare call myself the oracle. Okay. The radical left side with Islamists because they see the world through a binary good versus evil lens. A Marxist type of ideology in which people are judged by identity, not merit. Like in Marxism, we have the proletarian versus the bourgeoisie, and the proletarian always being the innocent victims of capitalists. It's not surprising then that in the mind of the radical leftist, everything wrong in this world is the fault of the powers that be. And the proletarian, in quote marks, whatever they do, they are innocent victims. Whatever they do, they might burn alive a family. They are still innocent victims, made to be this way from the circumstance created by the devils, the capitalists. The radical left likes to whine constantly, whine about being oppressed, yet it's not them that cannot speak on YouTube. It's me, in fact. So the proletarian now hold key positions in very high up places, certainly in universities, media, the UN, but they are still the proletarian. So you see, that is how identity works. They might be in the most key positions of power and filthy rich, but they are still the victims. Stalin, for example, it was not a king, it was not a president, it was not a prime minister, it was just a comrade. Hey, comrade. Yet he had powers like he was the pharaoh. Okay, he was given every morning, he was given a list, and he erased names of this list randomly, of which people will die. Okay, this guy had more powers than a pharaoh. He was filthy rich. This guy had all Russia, essentially, all the money of the country. Filthy rich. Yet, he was a proletarian, a comrade. Okay, that is the hypocrisy of the left. So YouTube feels a need to protect these innocent victims. 5 billion the one, 4 billion the second, from someone like me, Socrates Son. I might not have money to eat as we speak, I'm in a room somewhere in Greece, but I am oppressing these billionaires. Okay, this is how the radical leftist mind works. They don't judge merit, they judge identity. Adding to that, they don't believe in equality of opportunity. They believe in equality of outcome. So, listen to these people. So, not only they misjudge reality because they make identity politics, but then try to equalize things. So, in the mind of the radical leftist, I am, how you call this word? Privileged. Okay, I am the privileged. They are the victims. So what we need to do now, yes, let's block the privileged and let's boost the innocent victims. That's why now you see on YouTube, radical leftists can say anything. Okay.
Fuck you, fuck Israel.
Radical leftist guys can say anything on YouTube. They can say, I like to eat babies. They will keep their videos up. The same with Islamists. If you are an Islamist on YouTube, you can say anything. Anything. Okay? You can go and threaten the daughter of the CEO of YouTube. He will give you his daughter. He will say, okay, here, my young child, take my daughter out for a date. Anything. Okay, Ali Dawa can say, I like to execute apostates. Daniel Hakikatu says, I like to have intercourse with 5-year-olds. Did you see any of their videos going down? Never. But my videos, I said that the radical left indirectly supports terrorism. What? Take the video down immediately. Immediately. Guys, listen to these people. Okay, YouTube, I posted my video in after, I don't know, 10 minutes, the video was down. Then I made an appeal to YouTube. You can have an appeal to rethink. Guys, the appeal was ready after 10 minutes. So they didn't even see my video. Imagine how efficient they are to take down my video. I make an appeal, and after 15 minutes, your appeal was rejected. Efficiency, eh? Po. So look now the irony. Okay, people like Mohammed Hijab and Ali Dawa and Daniel Hakikatsu, they open the camera and, okay, let's not say they masturbate, mentally masturbate on camera, let's say. Okay, they are, Mohammed Hijab, he doesn't even bother to make a script something, I don't know. He's on his car, he opens a camera on his phone and starts saying utter bullshit. Not a single word, he says, is true. Not a single word. I doubt if his name is Mohammed Hijab. If I make a research, I might find out that his name is not Mohammed Hijab. I doubt if this guy even gets his name true. Everything, guys. Every word. Guys, every word. This is amazing for me. I sometimes call that demonize, because it's hard for me to accept that this is stupidity. It's demonization. Every word wrong, guys. But YouTube doesn't take their videos down for misinformation. Instead, they pay them. Here, these people. And if you add all the other stuff, Patreon, I don't know what's the names, these guys are being paid like, I don't know, 10, 20,000 euros a month, something like that. I, the poor guy, have never taken a penny. I don't even ask people to subscribe to my channel, yet I am Hitler incarnate for YouTube. Never mind, I spent hours upon hours for YouTube for free. Never mind that. I am the Hitler.
And we stand for the people of Palestine. I will never condemn the resistance of Palestinians, because their resistance is due to the occupation. So if you want to talk about violence, if you want to talk about atrocities, then point the finger to the state of Israel. I am sick of being told to condemn Hamas when Hamas are fighting for freedom. Hamas are fighting for the people. Let me out.
Oh. know. Should have listened when I told. Who was that hand? Slow, yes, yes. Who was that honey? Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Yeah, let me